What if I told you that right now, in this very moment, you're using the most powerful force in the universe, but you're using it backwards? Yes, you. The person watching this video is about to discover why some people seem to effortlessly attract their desires, while others struggle for years. I'm about to share a secret that I've tested for decades, one that has transformed countless lives, including my own. This isn't about positive thinking or setting goals. It's far more fundamental, and once you understand it, you'll never see your life the same way again. Close your eyes for a moment. Think about something you deeply desire. Now, here's the crucial question. Are you feeling the lack of it, or are you feeling the natural satisfaction of already having it? This distinction is everything you see. Most people are manifesting backwards. They think about what they want and immediately feel the absence of it. What they don't realize is that this feeling of absence is actually a command to the universe to create more absence. Let me share something profound with you. Your imagination isn't just a place where you escape reality. It is a workshop where reality is created. Every single thing you see around you was once just imagination. Current life is the result of your past imaginings. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think they need to figure out how their desires will manifest. This is the biggest block to rapid manifestation. The moment you try to figure out how, you've left the creative realm and entered the limited world of current facts. I've watched people struggle for years, doing everything right: vision boards, affirmations, goal setting, but missing this one crucial secret: the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is the secret of creation, not the wish itself, not the wanting, but the feeling of already having. Think about how you feel when you're hungry versus after you've eaten. When you're hungry, you feel lack. After you've eaten, you don't even think about food. This is the exact feeling state you need to cultivate about your desires. Most people spend their entire lives in a state of wanting, not realizing that wanting can only create more wanting. But when you shift to the feeling of having something miraculous happens, the entire universe rearranges itself to match your internal state. I remember the exact moment I discovered this truth. I was struggling with a situation that seemed impossible to resolve. Then I realized I was constant feeling the struggle. The moment I shifted to feeling the naturalness of the solution, events began renewing themselves effortlessly. Your external world is nothing more than a reflection of your internal state of consciousness. When you're constantly aware of problems, you're in the consciousness of problems. When you shift to the consciousness of solutions, problems dissolve naturally. The secret to faster manifestation isn't about wanting more intensely. It's about feeling more naturally. When something is natural to you, you don't think about it constantly. You don't worry about losing it. You simply know it's yours. Think about how you feel in your own home. There's a natural comfort, a sense of belonging. You don't wake up every morning wondering if you're awake. Home is still there. This is the exact feeling state you need to cultivate about everything you desire to manifest. Most people approach manifestation like they're begging the universe for favors. But I'm telling you right now, the universe is something separate from you. It's an extension of your consciousness, responding perfectly to your natural state of being. Let me share something that might shock you. Time doesn't exist in manifestation. What exists is state. When you're in the right state, things that might seem to require years can manifest in days or even hours. I've seen it countless times. Your current circumstances are nothing but the shadow of your past state of consciousness. The good news is you can change your state right now. The moment you do, you've already changed your future, even if your eyes can't see it yet. Consider this: when you're truly hungry, you don't just think about food. You feel hungry. Your entire being, with your entire being, as if they're already yours. I've watched people transform terminal illnesses, financial disasters, and broken relationships, not through external action, but through maintaining the feeling state of their desire, fulfilled the external had no choice, but to conform most never realize that their attention is their most precious gift. Whatever you place your attention on grows. But here's the key. It's not about forcing your attention. It's about what naturally captures your more attention because it feels real to you. Think about something you're absolutely certain about, perhaps your name or your ability to read. Notice how there's no effort in maintaining this certainty. This is the same feeling you need to cultivate about your desires. The secret to rapid manifestation lies in your ability to feel natural about your desire. When something feels natural, you don't need to convince yourself of it. You don't need to repeat affirmations. You simply know. I've observed that those who manifest fastest are those who master the art of feeling natural about their desires. They don't walk around in a state of desperate wanting. They lie from the end, feeling the naturalness of already being what they desire to be. Your emotion state is like a radio signal you're constantly broadcasting to the universe. Most people are broadcasting static, mixed signals of wanting and doubting. But when you maintain the clear signal of natural possession, magic happens. Consider how you feel about breathing. You don't worry about your next breath. You don't affirm, I am breathing. You simply breathe naturally. This is the level of naturalness you must achieve with your desires. Most people think manifestation is about getting something they don't have. But I tell you, this manifestation is about accepting what is already yours in consciousness. The external world has no choice but to reflect this acceptance. Think about how you feel when you master a new skill. At first it seems impossible, but once mastered, it feels completely natural. This is exactly how manifestation works. What seems impossible today becomes natural tomorrow when you maintain the right state. The secret that most miss is this: your desire isn't something to be achieved. It's a state to be occupied. When you occupy a state, you don't need to make it happen. It happens by law, just as naturally as water flows downhill. I've watched people struggle with manifestation because they keep checking to see if it's working. This very act of checking reveals their doubt. When you truly have something, you don't keep checking to make sure it's still there. How you feel about the sun rising each morning, you have absolute faith in it. You don't lie awake absolute night wondering if it will happen. This is the level of certainty you must have about your desires. Most people are manifesting from a state of effort and struggle, but true manifestation happens from a state of ease and naturalness. When something is natural to you, you don't effort it into being. You simply express it. Your current reality is nothing but the harvest of your previous states of consciousness. If you don't like what you're harvesting, change what you're planting in your consciousness. Now think about how you feel when you're truly confident about something. There's no internal argument, no need for proof. This is the feeling state that manifests instantly, pure, unwavering confidence in the reality of your desire. I've seen people transform their entire lives in moments when they finally grasp this truth, that their external world must conform to their internal state, not their wishes, not their hopes, but their state of consciousness. Most never realize that power lies in their ability to maintain a state. They jump from state to state, never staying long enough in to allow to fly fast. Fully consider how you feel when you remember something that actually happened. There's a certain solidity to it, a realness. This is how your desires must feel, as real and solid as a memory. The secret to faster manifestation isn't in trying harder. It's in surrendering more completely to the state of having already received. When you truly surrender to this state, resistance dissolves and manifestation becomes effortless. Think about how you feel about your own existence. You don't doubt that you exist. You don't need proof. This is the level of certainty you must have about your desires. They must feel as real as real. Your own existence, your consciousness, is the only reality what you're conscious of being you become. But most people are conscious of what they don't want, what they fear, what they're trying to avoid. They don't realize they're creating exactly what. They're conscious of. Consider this profound truth every moment of your life. You're in a state. There's no moment when you're not in a state. The question is, are you in a state that matches your desires, or one that contradicts them? The fast manifestations occur when you grasp this secret. Your faith is not something you have. It's something you are when you are the state of your fulfilled desire. Faith isn't needed because you're living from the end. Most people approach their desires like they're reaching for something far away. But I tell you, this your desire is not out there somewhere. It's a state of consciousness that you must occupy now in this moment. Think about how naturally you accept the reality of your reflection in a mirror. You don't doubt it's you. This same level of natural acceptance must be applied to your desired state. I have witnessed countless transformations when people finally understood that manifestation isn't about making something happen. It's about stepping into a state where it has already happened. Your physical senses will always show you what was your past states of consciousness made visible, but your imagination shows you what can be. And when you trust it completely, it must become your reality. Consider how easily you accept your current circumstances, even if you don't like them. The same level of acceptance, but directed towards your desired state, is what creates rapid manifestation. Most never realize that their power lies in their ability to feel real about their desires. The more real it feels, the more quickly it manifests reality. Follows feeling, not the other way around. Think about something you're absolutely certain about in your life. Notice how there's no internal argument about it. No need to convince yourself. This is the feeling state required for rapid manifestation. The secret that transforms lives is this: you don't get what you want. You get what you are. When you change what you are in consciousness, your entire world must have changed to reflect this new state. I've observed that those who manifest most easily are those who understand that circumstances don't matter, only state matters. When you maintain the right state, circumstances have no choice but to change. Consider how you feel about your own name. There's no doubt, no questioning, this same level of certainty must be applied to your desired state. It must feel as natural as your own name. Most people think they need to change things on the outside to feel different on the outside, the inside. But I tell you, this change, your feeling state first, and the outside must change to match it. Your consciousness is like a garden. Whatever state you plant and nurture will grow into circumstances, but most people keep checking the soil, disturbing the seeds, wondering why nothing grows. Think about how you feel when you're completely absorbed in something you love. Time disappears while he vanishes. This state of complete absorption is exactly what you need to cultivate. Desires. The secret to rapid manifestation lies in understanding that your current state is always creating, not your thoughts, not your words, but your state. What state are you creating from right now? Most people live their entire lives reacting to circumstances, never realizing that circumstances are merely echoes of past states. When you change your state, you change the echo that's coming. Consider how naturally you accept the changing of seasons. You don't resist it. You don't doubt it. This natural acceptance must be applied to the fulfillment of your desires. I've watched people struggle for years because they keep looking at current circumstances for evidence, but circumstances are dead facts. Your state is alive and creating now. Your power to manifest isn't something you need to develop. It's something you're already using every moment. The question is, are you using it consciously or unconsciously. Think about how you feel when you're completely certain about something. There's no internal conflict. No second guessing. This is the state you must occupy me. Regarding your desires, most never realize that their ability to feel is their ability to create. When you feel the reality of your desire more than you feel current circumstances must change. Consider how you feel about basic facts of your life, your age, your name, where you live. Notice the naturalness of these feelings. Your desired state must feel just as natural as see. This, your state of consciousness, is the only reality. Everything else is in effect a shadow of your state. Change the state, and the shadow must change. I've observed that those who manifest most rapidly are those who understand that persistence isn't about repeating actions. It's about maintaining a state, regardless of appearances. Think about how you feel when you're absolutely sure about something. You don't try to make it true. You know it's true. This is the feeling state that manifests instantly. Most people approach manifestation like it's a battle to be won. But I tell you this, it's a state to be occupied when you occupy the right state. There's nothing to battle. Your entire life is a movement through states of consciousness. Every circumstance you encounter is a reflection of a state you once occupied. Choose your states wisely. Consider how naturally you accept your infection. In a mirror, you don't argue with it. You don't doubt it. This same level of natural acceptance must be applied to your desired state. Think about the feeling you have when you wake up in the morning before thoughts come in. There's a pure state of being. This pure state is where your creative power lies, not in your thoughts about it. Most never realize that every moment of discomfort is actually a call to shift stat. When you feel dissatisfied, it's not the circumstance that needs to change. It's your state of consciousness. I've watched people transform their entire lives when they finally grasp the truth that their power isn't in changing things, but in changing the state from which they view things. Consider how you feel when you're deeply relaxed. There's no struggle, no effort. This same feeling of effortlessness must accompany your consciousness of the wish fulfilled. The secret to instant manifestation lies in your ability to completely abandon the old state. Most people try to create the new while holding on to the oldest divided state. Cannot create clearly. I think about how you feel when you are absolutely certain of something. You don't mentally argue with it. You don't seek proof. This unwavering certainty is the state that manifests instantly. Your word is nothing more than your state of consciousness, pushed out. Every person, circumstance, every event is bearing witness to your state. What state are they witnessing? Most people spend their lives trying to change effects while leaving the cause untouched. But I tell you, this change your state, and all effects must change by law. Consider how naturally you accept the passing of time. You don't resist it. You don't doubt it. This same natural acceptance must be applied to the unfolding of your desires. The fastest manifestations occur when you grasp this truth that your desire isn't something to be achieved, is a state to be accepted as already true. I've observed those who manifest most easily are those who understand that their state of consciousness is the only reality. Everything else is in effect a shadow of that state. Think about how you feel when you're completely at peace. There's no internal conflict, no resistance. This state of total peace about your desire is what allows it to manifest rapidly. Most never realize that their power lies in their ability to feel the reality of their desire more intensely than they feel current circumstances. When you master this manifestation, becomes automatic. Consider how you feel about something you're absolutely sure about. Notice the complete absence of doubt. This is the feeling state required for instant manifestation. Your consciousness is like a signal you're constantly broadcasting to the universe. The clearer the signal, meaning the more stable your state, the faster the manifestation. I think about how you feel when you are completely immersed in doing something you love. Time disappears or vanishes, and you're simply being. This pure state of being is where true creative power lies. Most people spend their lives trying to manifest from a state of wanting, not realizing that wanting can only create more wanting. The secret is to manifest from a state of having. I've watched countless individuals transform their lives when they finally understood that their state of consciousness is the only reality, that their state of consciousness matters. Everything else is just an effect. Consider how you feel about the ground beneath your feet. You trust it completely, without question. This same level of unwavering trust must be applied to your desire state. The secret to rapid manifestation lies in your ability to maintain the feeling of your desire fulfilled regardless of what your senses show you. Your senses show you the past. Your state creates the future. Think about how you feel when you're absolutely certain about something, like knowing your own name. There's no doubt, no questioning. This is the level of certainty needed for instant manifestation. Your external world has no choice but to reflect your inner state. It's not personal, it's law, just as a mirror must reflect what stands before it. Your world must reflect your state of consciousness. Most never realize that their power lies in their ability to choose and maintain a state. They let circumstances dictate their state, not understanding that it works the other way around. Consider how naturally you accept the air you breathe. You don't doubt its presence. You don't worry about its availability. This same natural acceptance must be applied to your desires. The fast manifestations occur when you grasp this truth, that your imagination isn't showing you something false. It's showing you a state that's just as real as your current state. I've observed that those who manifest most easily are those who understand that circumstances creates state. They live from the end, feeling it real. Now think about how you feel when you remember something that actually happened. There's a certain solidity to it, a realness. Your desired state must feel just as solid, just as real. Most people approach manifestation like it's something they need to make happen. But I tell you this, it's already done. Your only task is to accept it as done in your consciousness. Consider how you feel about your own existence. You don't question it. You doubt it. This same level of unquestionable acceptance must be applied to your desired state. Your power to create isn't something you need to acquire. It's something you're using every moment. The question is, are you using it consciously? About how naturally you accept that the sun will rise tomorrow. Your desire state must feel just as natural, just as certain, just as inevitable. Most people live in a state of constant anticipation, always looking for their desire to manifest. This very state of looking for it keeps pushing it into the future. The secret is to live as if it's already done. I have witnessed remarkable transformations when people finally grasp that their state of consciousness is like a frequency. They're broadcasting. The clearer and more consistent the frequency, the faster the manifestation. Consider this profound truth. Every single thing in your life right now was once just a state. You occupied. Your current reality is nothing but your past state made visible. The secret that changes everything is this: you don't have to make anything happen. You only have to occupy the state of it being done, and then life will move you toward it through a series of natural bridges of incidents. Think about how you feel when you've just accomplished something. There's a natural satisfaction, a sense of completion. This is the feeling state you must occupy about your desires. Your imagination is not showing you fantasies, showing you potential states you can occupy. When you occupy a state fully, it has no choice but to externalize into your world. Most never realize that their power lies in their ability to feel real about their desires. The more real it feels, the more quickly it manifests. Reality follows. Feeling not the other way around. Consider how you feel about your past. It feels completely real to you. Your desired state must feel just as real, just as solid, just as unquestionable. The fastest manifestations occur when you grasp this ultimate truth, that there is no separation between you and your desire. The feeling of separation is what keeps it from manifesting. I've observed that those who manifest most easily are those who understand that their state is creating every moment. For evidence, they know the evidence must come. Think about how you feel when you're completely peace. There's no struggle, no effort, no trying to make things happen. This is the state from which true creation occurs. And so I leave you with this final truth. Your power to create is not something you need to develop. It's already fully developed. You're using it every moment of every day. The only question, are you using it consciously? Remember, the state you occupy now is creating your future. Choose your states wisely, maintain them faithfully, and watch as your world transforms to match the new. Your task is not to create anything new. Everything already exists. Your task is simply to occupy the state where what you desire already exists. Stay in that state, live from that state, and watch as your external world rearranges itself to match your inner reality. The secret has always been this simple. Be still and know that what you desire is already yours. Not will be not, could be. Truly grasp this. When you lived from this understanding, you'll manifest faster than you ever thought possible. This is the end of speaking, but it's just the beginning of your journey in conscious creation. Use this knowledge wisely, apply it consistently, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined possible. The power is yours. It always has been. Use it consciously, use it wisely, and create the life you know in your heart is possible. For what you can feel is real in your heart. Imagination must become real in your world. It's law.